Hey, what's up, y'all? Today, I'm gonna show you how to make one of the easiest cocktails at Trader Sam's. It also happens to be one of my favorites, and it comes together so quick. It's so easy. You make it in the glass. Today, we're making the Safari Swizzle. The Safari Swizzle has been on the menu at Trader Sam's for a long time. I think at least 5 or 6 years. I'm not sure exactly when it popped up, but if you do know, comment down below because I'm genuinely curious when it popped up there. It's one of my favorites in part because it's a bit strong. It's got a full 1.5 ounces of 151 Demerara rum. But it's also just, it's full of flavor. It's really enjoyable. It's really reminiscent of old school Tiki, which I really love. And that's because it's based largely off of a classic Don the Beachcomber cocktail called the 151 Swizzle, which spurred dozens of different iterations. One of those is a cocktail called the Queen's Park Swizzle. And the Safari Swizzle is essentially a Queen's Park Swizzle, but instead of using just straight Demerara rum, they use 151 Demerara rum to boost the octane up a little bit, and I love that. It's super simple to make, and it comes together really quickly. One of the things I really like about it is you essentially make it in the glass. At Trader Sam's, they use these tall, like bamboo style Collins glasses. You can use whatever glassware you have. A tall zombie glass or Collins glass will work great because we are going to use a bar spoon to swizzle this together. So you need that vertical space. But honestly, if you want to put it in a Tiki mug, I'm sure it'll work really good. It's super easy. It comes together really quick. But before we make this cocktail, please hit the like and subscribe buttons down below. That really helps other people find this content, and I personally just really appreciate it. But enough yammering, let's make a cocktail, shall we? Hell yeah. All right, so we're gonna start with mint. At Trader Sam's, if you were to ask a bartender there, I'm sure they'd tell you 6 to 8 mint leaves, but I think of mint a bit like garlic. The recipe calls for 6 or 8, 15 or 20 is even better. So that's just my personal preference. I love mint quite a bit. So I'm just gonna add a whole bunch, but it's your cocktail, you do you. Just pile this in there. And then with a bar spoon, what we're gonna do, and you wanna be gentle, the goal here is not to obliterate the mint. It's not even really to bruise it. You just want to move it around in here to waken it up. And when you start really smelling that wonderful mint aroma, you're good. You've awakened those oils, and it's good to rock and roll. We're gonna put our bar spoon aside because we will need that here in a second. But now we need our sweetener. At Trader Sam's, they use agave syrup. Now, I'm pretty sure like Demerara syrup or any rich simple syrup will work just fine. I've never done it side by side, but I'm pretty sure you won't be able to tell the difference. Just realized this is brand new and I haven't opened it yet, so take that little annoying little guy off. There we go. And yeah, agave syrup, I got this at the grocery store. You can get it at Total Wine or your liquor store or wherever, but really any rich simple syrup's gonna work great. We want a 1/2 ounce of agave syrup. We're just gonna dump that into our glass. As for citrus, this recipe calls for limes. And as I always say, it's best to use fresh limes whenever possible. So we're gonna get ourselves a lime, cut it in half. And then move the knife and cutting board out of the way. And squeeze ourselves 3/4 of an ounce of lime juice, which I'm hoping is just about half a lime. Perfect. And now the booze. We need 151 Demerara rum. At Trader Sam's, they use Hamilton 151, but you could use Lemon Heart. Heck, you could even use OFTD. The goal is you really want an overproof rum that is super rich and full of flavor. If it has a little funk, that's probably fine if you're into funk, but you really need that extra higher proof rum. Like I said, they use Hamilton at Trader Sam's, which in my opinion is the best Demerara rum on the market, but you can't find this everywhere. I'm fortunate to live in Sacramento where I can get most Hamilton products. We want 1.5 ounces. We're gonna fill this about 3/4 of the way with ice. Using our bar spoon, we are going to swizzle it. If you have an actual swizzle stick, one of those like wooden ones, go ahead and use that. But we're gonna twist the spoon up and down to cool and dilute the cocktail. We're gonna top it off with a little more ice, followed by about 1 ounce of soda water. Usually I use Topo Chico, but the grocery store was out of it, so we're using Schweppes club soda. It'll be fine. We'll do like 1 ounce or so. And then enough ice to top it off. Garnish with a healthy amount of mint, and mint's been a little naughty, so you got to spank it. Whoops, lost a little. That in there. Followed by a Trader Sam's swizzle stick or straw. Finally, we're going to top it off with basically an Angostura bitters float. It sounds crazy, it sounds really intense, but it looks really cool and it tastes even better. So we're gonna gently dash an obscene amount of Angostura bitters across the top to essentially create a beautiful red layer. And that's the Safari Swizzle. Look at this thing. It is gorgeous. It's one of those cocktails that whenever I order at Trader Sam's, people tend to notice. You know, everyone's looking over being like, what the heck is that weird green to yellow to red cocktail? It's stunning. Nothing else looks like it. Well, except the Queen's Park Swizzle, which is largely based off of, but that's neither here nor there. How does it taste though? How did we do? Cheers. This is one of those cocktails. It's a total journey. Where you start and where you end are in very, very different places. It's so rich and so full of flavor, which is kind of surprising because there's not a lot of ingredients in it, right? Like lime, sugar, rum, mint, bitters. I mean, it's a fancy daiquiri at the end of the day, but there's just so much going on. Like when you bring the cocktail up, you're almost overwhelmed with mint and Angostura bitters. It's so just, I need another drink, hold on. Yeah, bitters, mint, you take a sip, and then it's that rich brown sugar from that 151 Demerara rum. And I think you really need that in this cocktail. The Safari Swizzle, I think, is a better cocktail than the Queen's Park Swizzle, because in the Queen's Park, because it's a lower proof, the rum gets a little lost in the background, but with that extra, like higher octane rum, it comes through, and it comes through with a punch. It is so good. If you like rum-based cocktails, this is an absolute must to make at home. And again, it's so simple. It's one of those cocktails that you can just casually whip up when you have friends over, and you don't have to say anything. You just make it, serve it to them, or you just drink it, and it will get their attention because not only is it gorgeous, it is so delicious. And it's, again, when you drink it, mint, Angostura bitters, brown sugar, followed by like the tartness of the lime, and then just mellowing out into this really delicious, just minty, brown sugary experience. I love it. This is fantastic. I think you should make it, and if you do, comment down below and let me know what you thought. Or if you have an idea of something you want me to make on this channel, comment down below and I'll make it. Until next time, cheers.